Satan is within us all. I don't know if that was legible or if you could understand what I was saying, but
I was not prepared for that.
Satan is within us all. Hello, everyone. That actually hurt. Sorry, I am not. I am not practiced on harsh vocals. I can do a little fast scream here and there, but that was not healthy. Anyway,
well done, Trevor.
Hi, thank you. That was not a guttural. That was a throateral. Let's continue. Chris, how's it going, Chris? Sounds like Bill's stomach was growling.
No, I had dinner. I'm good.
Same. I had a wiener and some Cheetos. I said it like that on purpose.
I'm gonna let that one go.
I wanted to start off spicy because Bill over here is having a rough patch in life, and before we go any further, everyone that's watching right now, say, "Good luck, Bill." Like, give him some positive vibes, please. I'm not gonna say what's going on unless he wants to. None of my business, but just know he needs some good vibes. He needs some fucking good vibes.
Yeah, I do. Shit's been hitting the fan. Everything's going wrong. Murphy's Law has been working extra hard.
Murphy's. Oh yeah, everything that will
Can
go wrong
will go wrong.
Yeah. He needs some of that voodoo in his life or whatever. What's the voodoo that's good? Is that hoodoo or voodoo?
Both, but
Both,
either one could be used for good or evil.
Okay, I don't know anything about that stuff, so that's beyond me.
Yeah. So voodoo. If Stacy watches, he's gonna correct me, I'm sure, but I believe voodoo is the Americanized version of hoodoo. Hoodoo originates in Africa, and then voodoo is like hoodoo that's been Christianized, and that's what most people think of here in the U.S., like down in Louisiana. That's voodoo.
Okay, gotcha. Speaking of Stacy, where's he been? I'm saying sorry, I put Sarah's comment on stream and asked that. Sarah, I don't know if you know. I have not seen. I don't catch the midday the Wednesday lives anymore because with my new route at midday, I'm going in and out of businesses all day, and my Bluetooth signal can't reach that far. But I just hope he's
around. That's good.
All right, cool. Because unless you talk to him anywhere else but the Wednesday Live, I don't know anything about him. But taking care of business, good man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sarah, Chris with the K, Chris with the C, Icy Spirits, everyone here. Welcome to another episode. I almost said Wednesday Live. I caught myself. To another episode of Haunted Casket. Your third favorite show of the week.
Hey, we're moving up in the world.
Hey, yeah, we used to be ninth. That random number. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, this particular episode is going to be 666th.
Yes, exactly. Because we are talking about Satan himself, kind of. We're talking about, what did you use? Labubu, the Ouija Labubu?
So Ouija, Labubu, and the Satanic Panic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we hop into this, I thought about this as the intro was starting. And the last time we glazed upon this, glazed is a very weird word for me to pick to describe that. The last time we talked on this, people were in the comments asking about religious beliefs and what we guys believe in. Religious beliefs in what we believe and what we think has nothing to do with any of this. And we are not trying to push any of this onto you. if you are wondering. This is just a simple conversation where we gather together, talk about a topic, theorize, and just have fun. Whether or not we believe in Satan, who cares? We do not want you to believe in Satan if you don't want to. We're here to have fun.
No, and mainly what I want to talk about is the satanic panic and the fear that surrounds the occult and voodoo and all that.
Yeah, I think what was the last time we talked about? I think it was whenever we had Jeff and Ashley on from Maine Paracon. There was a segment to where like we hopped into like how Ouija boards are just scary because of movies.
Yeah,
and religion got touched on because of that, and like comments were flooded with people just like Bible this, Jesus that, and I'm like, fuck. But anyway.
Yeah. So let me start off by saying a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight are facts, but some of what we're talking about is opinion, and this is my opinion. Did Trevor have his opinion? These are not the opinions of Get Haunted as a whole. It is our opinions.
Yeah. By the way, your mic's just randomly spiked really loudly, and I heard like white noise.
I hit the cable when I'm Italian. I held up my hands. I hit the cable by accident.
You're Italian?
Half Italian, yeah.
Oh, I would have never thought that. Anyway.
All right. So
let's talk.
Where this whole thing came from is Labubu. And so if anybody doesn't know what Labubu is, let me share my screen real quick and I will show you.
Can you share your screen? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. So,
wait, how? Okay, I've seen this on TikTok a lot. Yeah. How the hell does this come into play with what we're talking about?
I'm gonna get there. So
okay.
So Labubu, they're these. It's a little stuffed creature, usually just a keychain kind of thing.
Right.
It was just an illustrator in Hong Kong came up with the concept, and they started making these. They actually started making these in 2015. But for some reason this year they've just like blown up in popularity.
Like they're collector's items. There are certain ones you can only get in like China, Asia, Japan that are worth like $2,300. I'm like,
oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Bitch, this ain't no Thai baby from 2003. Back up.
No, I actually ordered a couple of Labubus. I was hoping they'd be here in time for this show. They were not. They were on sale. I got them for like $20.
You're becoming a basic bitch, Bill.
Hey, you know what? With the stories and whatnot behind them, I was going to add them to my museum.
Okay, now you're reeling me back in slowly.
Okay, so the whole reason that we're having this conversation is Tanya sent me an article about Labubu, which I kind of vaguely knew that Labubu existed prior to this article. And I read the article and it triggered me. And poor Tanya, she had to listen to me rant and rave for at least a half hour on this topic. So what's going on is for some reason, people got it in their head that Labubu is a demon. And everything is being sent out is to spread demons around the world. And the only reason that they're making this connection between this little stuffed keychain and a demon is they're trying to connect it to Pazuzu. Labubu, Pazuzu. That's the only connection, is the word that they rhyme. That's the only connection. But there are people out there who are burning them, trying to, exercise. People are taking them to church and dousing them in holy water. Like, it is absolutely, completely ridiculous. And it's fucking irritating, if I'm being honest. Sorry, you guys are going to hear me rant tonight, which is not something...
I feel like the next 50 minutes of this podcast is just going to be a fever dream.
It might be. and Trevor had no idea what I wanted to talk about tonight. I kept him in the dark so that he could kind of treat me like a guest and jump in and ask questions.
The most I knew was like a week and a half ago, we were going to do a podcast and due to events at the time, he's like, it's not a good time. I'm like, all right, cool. And he goes, but I want to talk about this. So I'm like, cool. And I was at work, so I kind of shrugged. I'm like, yeah, cool, fine. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward a week and a half, and here we are.
Yeah. So we have the same problem with Ouija boards. You have movies like The Exorcist that came out, and because The Exorcist has a Ouija board in it and Pazuzu, that they made that connection, and Ouija boards are evil apparently because of that very, very loose connection. First off, the connection with Ouija boards and The Exorcist. If you read the actual story that inspired The Exorcist, yes, there's a Ouija board that's used in it, but that's used months after the possession already started. They used it as a tool to try to figure out what was going on. So possession started, then Ouija board was used. So Ouija board did not cause possession. And Pazuzu was not a demon the way we think of demons today. So
was it more of a deity?
It was a deity. If you go to the ancient Sumerian text and translate that to Greek, which is what they did, it was the Sumerian word Udug. Udug. Udug.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
So it's the definition of Udug is a general term for demon encompassing a wide range of supernatural entities. But in that definition, the word demon is the Greek word demon, which means any non-human supernatural entity. So gods, angels, devils, they all fall under that word demon.
So is Udug technically a legion?
No. It's just a type of, it just means supernatural entity. That's all it really means.
Whether you said like a large group or a lot of them.
Oh, it's encompasses a wide range of entities. So it's not.
Oh, okay.
So an angel would be considered one. A deity would be considered one. A nature spirit would be considered one.
Isn't it funny how words are arbitrary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Pazuzu was a god of wind. And so he was a god of wind and infants and pregnant women. So pregnant women would wear Pazuzu pendants to protect them during the pregnancy, and then pass that on to the baby for the first couple of years of his life to protect the baby. So I'd like to ask, what demon is going to protect babies and pregnant women? I mean, come on. The only reason that they used the image of Pazuzu in The Exorcist is because it's kind of a creepy looking statue. So I got that picture prepped right here. So on the left, this would be a Pazuzu pendant. The one on the right is a Pazuzu statue. In fact, that's the exact statue that they used in The Exorcist.
Damn, son.
Yeah. But
I'm not gonna say what I'm looking at, but we all know. Like, damn,
he's well endowed. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But the four wings represent the four cardinal directions, and that's the four directions that the wind could come from. So he was the god of wind. So not a demon, not in the way that we think of demons today. Again, picked for The Exorcist because it's a creepy looking statue. It's not an evil entity at all. If you do a deep dive on Pazuzu and do some Googling on it, you're going to find articles that call him a demon, say he was viewed as evil and all that. But if you really look into it, people are taking the modern definition of demon and putting that on the ancient Greek definition of demon instead, and twisting history. So not evil, not a demon,
not evil,
not by today's definition.
Gotcha.
But so just because Pazuzu kind of sounds like Labubu, they think Labubu's a demon, which is fucking stupid. But this all goes back to the Satanic Panic. So the Satanic Panic, it was a moral panic consisting of over 12,000 unsubstantiated cases of satanic ritual abuse, starting in the United States in the 1980s and spreading throughout the world. And when you read up on it, usually they say by the late 90s, it was pretty much over. I think Labubu shows that it is not over and is still going strong. But it started off with, great horror movies in the 70s. Rosemary's Baby, which was actually 1968, The Exorcist in 73, The Omen in 76, and then really exploded with a book in 1980 called Michelle Remembers, which was a fictional book about a woman who was abducted and killed in a satanic ritual.
Damn.
So, yeah. But throughout the 80s and into the 90s, everything even remotely occult related was thrown under the bus as satanic and to be feared and to be ostracized. That included tarot cards and Ouija boards and Wicca and anything else that falls within that realm. Then you have, on top of that, making things even worse, a bunch of serial killers like the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, who jumps on the bandwagon to scare people. He was never a Satanist, but he claimed to be, and he carved a pentagram into his hand so as to cause more fear, because people were already terrified over nothing. And it's just, all right, a good thing about the Satanic Panic, something that you and I both will appreciate.
Okay.
Without the Satanic Panic, we would not have metal music.
I thought my head went to Element for a second. I'm like,
no, music.
Okay, yeah.
So those who don't know, Trevor and I both really love metal.
Yeah.
Most metal probably would not exist without it. Especially things like death metal, dark metal, black metal, things like that.
I do have a question that you may or may not be relevant. Rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness, but do you think Ozzy had anything to do with that Satanic Panic stuff?
100%.
Oh, okay.
Not that he directly did anything, but people took his music, and because it had darker themes, they lumped it in with the rest of the satanic fear. Which, fun fact about Black Sabbath, and the reason that they decided to do darker music, because they were a blues band when they started. They their practice space was right next to a movie theater that normally played horror movies. So the one day they were sitting around talking and they thought, hey, people are paying money to go get scared with movies. I wonder if they would do that with music. And Black Sabbath was born.
So what was the band name before Black Sabbath during the blues stage? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Blue Sabbath. I don't know. That was a bad joke.
But throughout, in the 80s, people were claiming that if you played certain Ozzy songs backwards or Led Zeppelin songs backwards, you'd hear all this, satanic stuff in there, which if you actually go do it, you don't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody was going to do that, it would have been Led Zeppelin, because Jimmy Page, their guitarist, was very much into the occult.
Fair enough. Hell, if you reverse the song, slow it down, it's pretty much a new song at that point. It's not even the same intention.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I could be like, hi, my name is Trevor and I worship Satan. And if you put that in reverse and slow it down and add equalizers, it goes, oh, this is secretly a thing we're saying he loves Jesus. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes down to pareidolia, which is something that we struggle with in the paranormal. When you look at pictures or listen to EVPs and whatnot, you got to watch that you're not just seeing or hearing patterns that aren't really there, because our brain is really good at that.
That's why I try to avoid all the the old locations that have that Victorian era wallpaper. If I stare at that wallpaper for too long, I'm seeing faces. I'm like, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's like, and even though I tried like to debunk that in my head, like, nope, that's not what it is. If I see an orb or another shadow figure beside me in that same room, I don't think that's real either. Because I'm like, what if my brain's just seeing peripheral wallpaper and it's not really? I'm like, get me out of this fucking room, please.
So the one thing with pareidolia is it's actually really rare that two people listening to the same thing will hear or see the same thing, unless you tell them ahead of time, like, hey, I hear this sentence, what do you hear? Then you're kind of giving them that thought, and then they might hear it. But if you give it to them blind, they have no idea what you heard, and let them listen, if they come up with the same thing you heard, then it's probably not pareidolia.
Okay. That's a whole other thing that I'm want to talk about, but yeah, that's really cool. Hell, have you ever shit, what was the band called? Fuck. It just left my head. It's a metal band. Let's keep going. I can't think of it. It went out of my head. I'll think about it eventually. Anyway,
So
yeah.
80s, you have, metal, you have some horror movies, including one of my favorite horror movies, Witchboard, which I have a replica of the Ouija board used in Witchboard. Great horror movie. I love it, but it is the source for most of the really bad rules that exist for Ouija boards. So I think if you go on the internet and look up all the rules and ways to be safe on Ouija boards, at least 80 to 90% of it comes from the movie Witchboard, which they made shit up to make the horror movie scarier. One of the ones
Yeah.
that really drives me nuts
Yeah.
is in the movie, they tell you that if the planchette starts going in circles or goes to the four corners or starts doing figure eights, that's an evil entity trying to come out of the board. Which, first off, Ouija boards are not portals; they're communication tools. Secondly, if you read the original directions from 1891, which were on Ouija boards from 1891 through 1992, the original directions tell you that it usually takes up to, around 5 minutes or so before a spirit will start speaking to you through a Ouija board. And usually they will start off small by doing small circles or figure eights, or they'll go through the four corners. And it's the spirit getting used to moving the Ouija board before they're ready to talk.
Or they're stuttering.
We'll find out when you die and we try to talk to you.
What is
What is your name? T T T T R E V O R R R. This is Trevor. Yep, definitely Trevor.
Okay, I don't stutter on the end of words, motherfucker. I don't go that right there is false allegations. I'm gonna cancel Bill now.
All right. Nobody watches me anyway, so what does it matter?
Hey, your shit sells. I'm gonna. Do you have a device that talks and says words?
No. Well, I mean, a Ouija boards that talks.
Well, no, like verbally talks.
Not currently, no.
Whenever you do, I'm gonna boycott it and say you're making fun of my stutter. I don't. I'm pulling like excuses like out of my ass. I don't know. I'm trying to make this funny.
Now I kind of want to make one that purposely stutters and call it the Trevor, and I'll make up an acronym that spells out Trevor.
Or you could call it. I'm trying to wait. What's SID. Call it SID. SID. speech impediment device. Or what is that? ITC, intercommunicational. Wait, in what ITC stand for again? I'm blanking, dude. Go fuck yourself, Kaylee.
It's something.
And intercommunicate is IT intercom no enter. What the fuck does the T stand for in ITC? Intercommunicational something. Am I blanking this? I'm googling this. Give me a hot second. ITC abbreviation.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Instrumental transcommunication.
Okay, it gave me the fucking the economic fucking word. Okay, and instrumental communication. We can call it instrumental stutter communication or I'm thinking too hard on this, but it's fun.
Very much too hard on this.
I like making fun of myself, all right?
That's good because the rest of us do it too.
Just only when I want to. So once again, I'll say it again. Kaylee. Anyway.
So back to the Satanic Panic.
Yes.
So the Satanic Panic really hit hard in the 80s and early 90s. By the time you get into the mid 90s, there starts to be a resurgence in the occult, whereas more and more people who are actually learning about it and realizing it's not anything evil. And so you have, you start getting movies like The Craft, which I know.
Great movie.
Love that movie.
They did a remake, right?
No, I don't believe so.
I thought that. Keep talking. I'll do the background research.
Okay. So, you get movies like that, which are introducing people to witchcraft and Wicca and things like that. And so you had the Satanic Panic start going away because people are becoming educated and doing more of it. And it's getting better and better and better until a certain somebody comes around and starts saying everything's a demon.
Quick pause. It did get a remake in 2020. It's called The Craft Legacy.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. If it's good.
I have seen it, don't remember it, but the original actors are in it. The original 3 girls.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. So it looked like the Satanic Panic was kind of melting away. And then none other than Zak Bagans himself comes around and starts calling everything a demon.
Okay. Wait,
Trevor's hero is causing problems again.
I will be right back. I promise you it's good. Just keep talking.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to trash Zak Bagans in front of him, but
I'm coming. I wanted to get something because this is your idea.
My idea.
Well, your idea to talk about him.
Oh.
So, 1 minute side rant. A long story short, it. When I was old enough to buy my own shit, I got my first job and shit in high school. I was obsessed with Zak Bagans and Ghost Adventures. Whenever Zak made his first shop online, he made a bunch of art and portraits and shit. And the first 100 people to buy shit got everything signed. I was the first 100 people. Now here's this. Wait, there we go.
Yeah, he doesn't look creepy at all in that photo.
I have this picture and like 4 others that are signed. Plus, I got his CD signed too. I think it's in here. No, it's not. It's somewhere. I don't know. But I'll.
Can you say fanboy?
Here it is. I was a fanboy. See, it's 2025. I was a fanboy 7 years ago. Not so much anymore.
So, to be fair, all right. First off, without Zach Baggins, I don't think either one of us would even know each other.
No, I wouldn't be in the paranormal.
Because he kept the paranormal popular. He did a lot of bad for the paranormal, but he at least kept it popular.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Zach, I would still be doing like basketball, NBA shit.
There's another tangent there, but that's not paranormal related, so we'll let that go. Okay. The other good thing with Zach is the first couple seasons of Ghost Adventures was actually pretty good. Right? It was
yes.
It was very much like kind of Destination Fear, Project Fear kind of, they're out there trying to get scared and doing investigations. And it wasn't all everything's a demon yet. It wasn't until a couple of seasons in that he's just like, well, people like when there's demons. I guess everything's a demon now because it makes me more money. So
Sean's out here trying to be cool.
Well, no, he grew up under a rock. He might actually not know.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Sean is the Gronkowski of the paranormal. I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh, there's a reason that he's never had either one of us back on his show.
I was never on it to begin with.
But yeah, I mean, we do events with Get Haunted. I mean, how many times do you have people come in, or even with the other company, have people come in and they're scared of a demon or whatnot because the only thing they watch is Ghost Adventures?
Yeah, or the first thing that they say is when it comes to like free roam is, oh, where's your EVP? Where's your SLS? Where's your Ovulus? Where's your spirit box? And then me, curious but also knowing how to get information, I'm like, how do you know about that stuff? Because they admitted whenever we were going through the rotations, they were brand new to everything. And I didn't ask, how did you know? I'm like, oh, what made you interested in that type of stuff? Because SLS and Ovulus is not the first go-to thing you think of when just hopping into the paranormal.
Especially with the price tag.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh, how did you hear about that? And it's always the mom or the kid that says, oh, I saw it on Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or Paranormal Lockdown. I'm like, no hate. Here you go.
Yeah. I did like Paranormal Lockdown.
Paranormal Lockdown was amazing. Yeah. I remember when Ghost Adventures would actually show the actual locking down of the building process, like the chains around the doorknobs.
That was the first couple seasons when they were actually good.
Oh, that was more than the first couple. That was up to like season 10. And then Nick Groff left. And then so Nick Groff left in like season 12 to 16-ish, I think. And so Nick Groff left, and then they kept going like they were for a couple more years, and then something changed internally. I don't know, and the whole show just got turned upside down. I'm like, oh, let me see how this goes. So I stuck around for 4 or 5 more seasons. And then around like season 18, I'm like, they're experiencing shit, and then ignoring it until the end of the episode, and then the last 10 minutes of the episode is just them sitting on a bench outside talking about it a day after the fact. I'm like, you could have talked about this in the moment. But like, oh, I saw a shadow over there. Yeah, let's go over there and keep going. And then half an hour later, they're all just like, so that one shadow at the end of A-Hall, what'd you think? I'm like, you're asking these questions 24 hours too late, brother. What the fuck's going on? But anyway, I can rant too. I need to shut up. Keep going.
So let's since we're on the topic of ghost hunting shows, let's answer this question. What about Ghost Hunters? I love Ghost Hunters. It is the reason I got into the paranormal. I've met several of them, and everyone I've met so far has been super nice. I know not everybody has a high opinion of Jason Hawes. he's never been anything but super nice with me and very polite, and so I don't have anything bad to say about him. But I know other people have other opinions. But I like Ghost Hunters. I think they're one of the better shows out there. Not perfect by
Yeah.
any means.
I was never a great people. Don't get me wrong, great people. I just was never a fan of Ghost Hunters, and this is a bad reason. In hindsight, it's I wish they were doing what they like the same thing now. But whenever I was learning and getting in and getting entertained and hopping into that realm, I was wanting the entertainment, oh shit, yelling, screaming aspect. They were very much scientific of a show.
Yeah.
And
my
brain,
they are a lot more like what a Ghost Hunt actually is, as opposed to what Ghost Adventure shows you.
yeah, I wasn't into the scientific educational aspect of it. So I watched like 10 minutes and I'm like, I want an entertainment show, not a documentary. But then years go by and I'm like, damn, I was stupid.
Was?
I would kick you off this show, but I don't want to talk a lot in it, but
Yeah, if you
so
kick me off, it's just you.
staring contest, everyone. 3, 2. Comment if you blink.
But yeah, so
back
so
to Satanic Panic.
So Zach and driving home that everything's a demon. People into the paranormal just get that in their head, especially people who are newer or not, not the deep divers. So, and I don't mean this as a dig on anybody, but there are some people in the paranormal who they're, for lack of a better term, a hobbyist. They do it for the fun. They, they're not looking for, they're looking to have an experience. They're not necessarily looking to do deep dives into paranormal and answer questions and all that stuff, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I started off doing this just for the fun. And then I became a deep diver and, have to go in and research everything. And that's probably a little bit of my tism, but
I have a hot take.
Okay.
And it goes off what you just said. I'm not saying any names because I don't know of any names. I'm just speaking to like a general population out there. And this is no hate because I'm the same way at some point. I feel like some people out there that go into a actual investigation have the mindset of I just want to be scared and find a demon. They want to experience what TV shows do.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the same experience from a haunted attraction. To an
extent. If all you're looking for is to get scared, then yes, I would agree with you. If you're looking to get scared but with something real, then a ghost hunt is more.
I have not experienced this in years. This was with the other company. I have not experienced this type of interaction since, but there was an event at a location where we had a lot of people, and by the time free roam hit, they came up to me and asked me, "We haven't experienced anything yet. When does it start?" And I go, "What do you mean? When does it start?" And then they go, "The scares, the creepiness." I'm like, "Ma'am, you're in a haunted prison. You're here." And she goes, "Well, no, like the voices and everything." I'm like, "Do you think people are going to jump out at you?" And they go, "Well," I'm like, "This is an investigation. You're here to use equipment, use your bodies, soul search, find stuff, bring people in." And they just gave me the look of like, I'm bored. So I just said, "Take a break, have some snacks." Never saw them the rest of the night.
See, those are the people you're like, "Well, here, come with me." And then you put them in the scary part of the prison by themselves.
Yeah.
And then see what happens in like a half hour.
I would have, but I'm sure there was like a whole plethora of other people that had questions or would want me to show them stuff. So I'm like, from my impression I'm getting of them right now, they do not care. So I'm like, I would rather put my energy into someone who is actually curious on like what a spirit box is and shit. So, but anyway, you can keep going.
Yeah. So like you got the hobbyists, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're just in it for the fun, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then you have people who are in it for the evidence that they want to capture an EVP or a video or whatnot. There are people who are there to have questions answered. They want to know what's going on the other side. They want to talk to a relative. They want to learn something that they can't learn it any other way. You have the history people who they want to learn more about the history of it. They want to connect with history, and ghost hunting is a great way to connect with history.
Yes.
And then you have people like me and Rob and Sarah who start asking the really deeper questions of why, how, and then you go down rabbit holes and learn things you never thought you'd ever learn, research things you never thought you'd research, and and every one of them has their merits. Every one of them is perfectly fine. There's no bad version of any of that. It's just different ways of going about it. And I've completely lost my train of thought. Where the hell was I going with this before that little tangent?
You've been hanging around me too fucking much, dude. That was, for the record, everyone that's watching that may or may not know him, that was the most ADD fucking moment I've ever seen you have. He was saying some educational shit, and then all of a sudden,
it was on topic.
It's like what he was trying to think of flew into a corner. It's like, bitch.
Dude, you should see me when I'm actually like when I have a problem I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm staring off into space, looking in weird ways, doing things with my hands, and people just look at me like I'm completely losing my mind, but it's how I process stuff.
Do you know what you remind me of? Have you ever seen when Doctor Strange does his like?
Yeah. All right, so micro tangent. In the first Iron Man film, when he's designing things and he's using his hands to move stuff around
on that tablet thing,
yeah. I do that. So if I'm building something and I'm trying to figure out how things are going to go together, I actually like in my head I can see it in front of me, and I physically have my hands out and I start moving pieces and connecting things, and it's how I figure things out.
Have you ever said like Jarvis by accident?
No.
The day it happens, you better let me know. It's like, bitch, I just asked Jarvis what to do.
There have been multiple people at work who have watched me do that, and then they're like, so you're autistic, right? I'm like, no, of course I'm not. This is just how I process things. And then I found that out that I actually am on the spectrum. I'm like, oh, I guess I do have a little touch of the autism.
So what you're saying is that when it comes to Tanya, you went up to her and rizzed him with autism. That was the funniest thing I've ever said on a podcast.
That's not true.
And
that's the funniest thing you've ever said on purpose. You've said funnier shit.
You know what?
Fourth cousin
shit? Okay. You know what? That was the second funniest shit I've ever said. Also, for those of you here, you don't
need to explain the fourth cousin again.
No.
Go back and watch the episode with Sophie from the convent. You'll hear all about his fourth cousin.
I'm texting a very, very good friend on the side, and she's probably going to fucking ask me about this now, but that's fine. Only reason I said that is because Ryan and Chris of CNR have no idea what the fuck's going on. At least I don't think they do.
All right,
There's
now
a
we're
good
going
friend.
on a tangent.
There's the good friend that I'm talking about. I didn't know if she was in a comment or not. God damn it. I'll just go ahead and I'm beating around the bush. We're talking, but yes. So I got a long story short this fucking thing now. God damn it. Okay, I'm doing what Bill does, and I'm trying to fucking piece together what needs to be said and what
Do
doesn't.
you want me to tell the story?
No, because it's not funny when you say it. Because I want to fucking mess it up 10 goddamn times. Was that bitch? God damn it. Ugh. So, all right. So, all right. So, fucking 8:46. I got until like I'll talk about this till like 8:48 or 8:50. Not long. So, I'm gonna start this like at a weird point, but Bill, just hang in there. So, I went up to New Jersey last year for a supernatural soiree that Get Haunted ran. Day before, went to the convent with Bill to hang out with Sophie and get a tour, investigate, blah blah blah. At the end of that tour, Bill, we finished in the attic. We were about to head out. We were finishing up the tour itself, and so, Agnes, one of the fellow tattooers in the shop, just came upstairs just to say bye. I did not know Agnes. I didn't even know her name before this encounter happened. She comes up and goes, "Hey, Sophie, Bill, and Tanya." She only said those three because she did not know me. Didn't expect her to, go out of her way to talk to me. "Bye. I'll see you tomorrow." Like, cool, bye. And I just kind of waved to be nice. We heard 4 footsteps go down the stairs, stop, and then come back up. I didn't care. I didn't pay attention. She goes back upstairs. And apparently, she was pointing at me for a second and go, "Oh, Agnes, that's Trevor." And I turn around and go, "Hey, what's up, Agnes?" And she looks at me. She looks at me and pauses it and goes, "Do you know your father?" And I go, I'm caught off guard. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, "What's his name?" I go, "Richard Faith." And with the most nonchalant thing ever, she looks at me and goes, "Okay, never mind," and walks off. I'm like, no. That's not what you say, "Oh, never mind," to. So she walks away, does not come back. Bill, Tanya, and Sophie all look at me, and I go, and they all say, "We can see it. They look a lot alike." And then so, yeah, here's the picture of us at the soiree. And so,
it's Trevor's
yeah,
sister from another mister.
Sister from another mister, not legally, but for the joke, just so everyone knows. And so I got the soiree. I was working there, but there was like a 2-hour span to where like I can just enjoy my time and drink. So I got a bit tipsy. I could still talk fluently and walk. It was just a bit tipsy. I find Bill and Sophie and Tanya, but Agnes and her friend are out doing their own thing. So I walk up to Bill and Tanya and Sophie, and I go, with a beer in hand, I go, "Hey, do you know where Agnes is?" And you guys point me to where near the location. And I go, "Cool. I'm gonna go hit on my sister." And I walk off. And then fast forward months ahead of time, we have Sophie on for our show. I got 1 more minute. And then so fast forward, we talk about the Agnes. She's your sister hitting on your sister, and I make the joke of whenever I go through a breakup in real life, my mom always invites me out to dinner to take my mind off things. Well, I have a cousin, a 4th cousin, that is in all the creepy paranormal shit that I am. I barely talk to her, if I'm being honest with you, but she's there. I don't know if my mom is being serious. I don't know if my mom's joking. I still can't tell to this day. But she makes the joke that me and my 4th cousin, I'm not going to say her name again, but me and my 4th cousin should talk and get to know each other and hang out. And I go, Mom, I'm not gonna try to fuck my fourth cousin. And she jokingly goes, "Oh, I'm kidding." I I I don't think she's kidding. And that scares me. And so yeah.
So when we were in Kentucky, there was a whole group of us trying to convince Trevor that he should actually go for it. When we were in Missouri, there was a whole group of us trying to convince Trevor that he should go for it. Sophie is still trying to convince Trevor that he should go for it.
I honestly don't know what else
it's
to
not
fucking
incest.
say.
Fourth cousin is not incest.
I genuinely don't know what else to say about this. I'm a loss for
I tried to stop you going down this rabbit hole, and you went down it anyway.
No, the thing is that Kaylee and Sean were like egging me on. I'm like, this is a joke, right? I'll go along with this joke any day, but I'm no. Excuse me. That just came out. I very much apologize for that.
Trevor's from Kentucky. It's perfectly normal down there.
But no, so if we ever say fourth cousin shit, that's the story that we're talking about. And just for the record, I will be open, honest, and blunt. And this is purely hypothetical. I don't care. I will gladly disconnect from my fourth cousin. No contact. Just so people can shut the fuck up about this.
That's an inappropriate joke, and this streams on YouTube. I can't say that.
Say it, bitch. Say it. I don't care if we get if this seed striked or not.
So is disconnecting from your fourth cousin a weird way of saying pulling out?
That right there was the best fucking joke I have heard about this story ever. Good. That was some good shit. And I don't have kids for a reason. Anyway, I went along with the joke.
So trying to pull this back into some semblance of normality.
Satanic panic, where you pull out of your fourth cousin.
I don't know what to do with that. Speaking of Zach Baggins,
I don't know how we get back into this. There we go. Okay.
So
wait. Here. Before we do that, here. All right, we back.
We should have that ready when that works almost as well as the buzzer.
Yeah, I made it for my art streams and I paint live that I hardly do anymore because I have too much shit that's going on. But just that it's that on the 40-second loop. But anyway, go.
All right, so Zach Baggins, to recap, since everybody forgot because we were talking about your cousin, calls everything a demon.
Just God damn it, Bill. Fuck. Go.
Please. So he claims everything's a demon. And it's not. I mean, you and I have been all over the country doing this in some really scary places. How often have you come across an actual demon?
The closest okay. Visually, the closest I have ever came to witnessing anything demonic is two things I didn't see till after the fact on my camera. I don't see. Actually, I take that back. At Bobby Mackey's, I got a weird SB7 response, and and then 2 things on camera. I'll run them down because like I don't have time to look up them like up and show you. But one, I caught a really weird apparition in the basement of Bobby Mackey's where this like gray figure peeps out from behind this girl's shoulder, and it's by no means like a real size human being, and it's weird. It looks very dark in the visual sense. And by no means am I claiming any of these to be demon. It's just visually it gives off the idea of it.
So basically, a non-human entity.
Yeah, that just looks
kind of
creepy as
scary.
fuck. Yeah.
So that's not necessarily a demon. It's just a non-human entity.
Yeah. But the closest that I believe I ever came was at Bobby Mackey's. Was it at Bobby Mackey's? Yes. Yes, it was. It was in the pool room where they call it the shadow corner. But it was in the pool room, and I was doing an SP7 there for about an hour. And I forget the conversation, I forget the context, but I remember it saying, "It's a demon." And I go, "Oh, shit." I didn't care, honestly. But that was closest that I've ever came to demons.
So I've come across non-human entities. I've come across things that claim to be a demon. But let's think about this for a second. And I've had guests get freaked out over things. This is what I tell them, and I truly believe this. If they tell you they're a demon, they're not. They're trying to scare you.
Yeah.
An actual demon is going to pretend to be something else to get you to let your guard down.
Yeah. If you want to, or if it like relates at all, tell your story about that dark shadow you saw at Old College Hill.
So this is the only time I've been so scared that I stopped investigating for the night. So Old Hospital in College Hill in Williamson, West Virginia, one of my favorite places. I definitely need to get back there soon. We were doing our tour before the event, go down into the basement, which was the children's wing, and Rob is live streaming with Sarah. Rob and Sarah both saw what they thought was me inside one of the rooms, except I was standing next to Rob in the hallway. So later that night, I took the basement for my rotation. I was standing in the room next to the one where they saw the figure, and I had something grab my neck. At the time, I didn't know it, but those two rooms are connected. There's a door going between the two of them. Fast forward another couple hours. I'm investigating on the first floor with a couple of our guests. Rob comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'm going down into the basement to see if I can find that thing. Do you guys want to come with me?" Hell yeah, let's go. We go down into the room where we saw the figure, and no equipment, no lights. We just stood there in darkness. And you can see there's a street light outside. It was shining in through the window in the room next to us, which was the room that I got grabbed in.
Mm-hmm.
And then it blacked out. Like just completely, all that light gone. Tentacles come out of the doorway. Rob was standing closest to that doorway, and the tentacles start wrapping around Rob. Eventually, all four of us see this.
Yeah, I know.
Eventually, let's go of them. We see the light come back on. We're like, okay, it left. Don't know what the hell that was, but that left. I'm standing closest to the door going into the hallway, and I look down the hallway, and I just see blackness coming up the hallway, and it just rolls into the room right in front of me. It's like a rolling fog, but all black. It just comes in, and it's just sitting in a ball in front of me, just kind of like moving and undulating. And then it just, like, I can't believe I've seen this. And I hear somebody else make a comment of it, and then it just sinks down to this pool of blackness on the floor. So I look at the guest to my left, and I wanted to make sure she was okay and see if she's seeing what I'm seeing. And standing in between us, because she's looking up, standing in between us is like the 7-foot tall shadow figure, who then took 2 steps into the center of the room and just melted into the blackness.
Damn.
At this point, all of us are completely freaked out, and we're done. We're ready to get out of there. Rob says, "All right, we're gonna leave. Can you do one thing for us before we leave? Can you go up to the ceiling?" and you just see the pool of black turn into like a bubble and go up to the ceiling and become a pool of black on the ceiling. At which point we're all like, all right, done, getting out of here. We go up to the equipment room. We thought we were down there for like 10, 15 minutes. It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So we get up there. We're freaking out a little bit with the lost time. And then another group comes from the second floor down, and they're all excited because of, they were getting really good stuff with Estes. And we're like, guys, you got to hear what just happened to us. No. This is better. This is better. And and they're going, we were communicating with these spirits. All of a sudden, everything shifted, and it was telling us to run. The monster's coming, and we have to get out of here. The monster's coming. You got to be careful. The monster's coming. And we're just looking at each other like, shit, we met the monster.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the equipment room the rest of the night. I was beyond petrified. In hindsight, I know what it was. I didn't know what it was at the time, and that's why I was so scared. In hindsight, I know what it was.
An elemental, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was an elemental. So, I mean, we're deep into the heart of West Virginia. This is the mountains where Hatfield and McCoy happened. We're deep in the mountains. It came out of the forest, out of the mountains, to see what the hell we were doing, because we were communicating with spirits. We were opening those doorways.
Mm-hmm.
It came to investigate us. Since then, I was down in the basement twice by myself. Once Chris tried to scare me, and thankfully I didn't react. But yeah, I was down in the basement twice by myself, and I was okay. It was just that in the moment, not knowing what that was completely freaked me out.
And this is random, but Chris and Ryan, where are you located? Like north, south, east, west, to what state? Because I'm down to meet up and investigate at some point. I don't know if you're closer to Bill or if you're closer to me though. But yeah, I almost made it to Old College Hill once, but something in life stopped me. I forget what. It was years ago. It wasn't for Girls versus Boys. It was just for a regular event. But Davenport, Iowa. Oh, you're basically cross country from Bill.
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm West Kentucky. You're close. How far away is Davenport, Iowa from me?
Just a couple hours.
No, it's at least 7.
That's only a couple hours. That's nothing. You can do that. It's easy.
I mean, it's easily done, but a couple's 2, motherfucker.
It's a couple 2 trains.
Davenport, Iowa. 6.5 hours. Oh, you're right on Rock Island, dude. Oh shit. Damn, you're like you could walk to the Rock Island Paracon if you wanted to. Shit.
We'll both be-
yeah, we're both going to be at the Rock Island. You'll see us both there. I just not thought about that. Speaking of Rock Island Esoteric Expo. Get your tickets. It'll be cool. A lot of vendors, a lot of people. It's going to be a nice gathering.
And my museum.
And your museum. Quickly, I'm going to see if I can do this. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to upload a random. So, where is it at? I'm the one making the promos for Rock Island, the video promos. Let me rephrase that. And I'm trying to there it is. I'll use Get Haunted's video that I made for the promo. But check this out. Get your tickets on extremeticketing.com. Rock Island Paracon is changing the way you fucking Paracon. Sorry, that wasn't professional. I'm sorry. Changing the way you Paracon. I have a bad habit of cussing. Anyway, if this thing could load faster, it's 40 seconds. It can't be that hard.
That's what his cousin said.
Are we gonna get back into Satanic Panic?
I'm waiting for you to play a video. Very nice.
Be there or be square.
All right. So
let's try to get back into the main topic of this thing. If he says cousin one more time, I will kick him off. For the record.
So we talked about Zak Bagans.
Correct.
And him thinking everything's a demon. And since we just brought up Rock Island, where I will have my Ouija board museum, I think we need to take a moment and talk about Zozo, the Ouija board demon.
Ooh. The one that's 100% true to a T. Not a single thing is falsified.
Well, let's look into the history of Zozo and find out how real or not real he might be. So the very first instance of Zozo, March 24th, 2009. It was on an online forum, and the post was written by Darren Evans. And this is the very first Zozo story. He claimed he had a encounter with the demon, that the Ouija board went and spelled out Z-O-Z-O-Z-O. And Zozo said it had come to take Evan's family to paradise, and when he asked where paradise was, it spelled out hell. Zak Bagans had Darren Evans on his show where they talked about Zozo, and Darren Evans went into the history of Zozo, which is all bullshit. First, he said that you can trace the origins of Zozo back to ancient Sumeria, where it was a demon, a known demon there that was worshipped by some people. But at that time, he wasn't known as Zozo. He was known as Pazuzu, who we've already talked about.
The one that's well endowed?
Yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
Why did he make a connection between Zozo and Pazuzu? Zozo, Zuzu, that's the only connection he had. So the next thing he said was that Zozo could be found in a book from 1816 called the Dictionnaire Inferno, which is a book written about all of the known demons. I bought that book. So when I was doing research for the museum, because I wanted to do a thing on Zozo in my myth and superstition section, I went and I found that book. I bought it. I read it cover to cover. Do you want to know how many times it mentions Zozo?
666 times.
0. Doesn't talk about him. Doesn't talk about anything even remotely close to what Zozo's claimed to be. So I have not found any credible evidence of Zozo existing. The only thing I can say is the board going from Z-O-Z-O-Z-O is it going back and forth, which, according to the movie Witchboard, is a demon trying to come through, but according to the original Ouija board instructions, is a spirit getting used to moving it. Same thing with the Mama demon. Goes M-A-M-A-M-A, which happens to be letters sitting above Z-O-Z-O-Z-O. So it's just planchette moving back and forth to the two extremes, and it's the spirits getting used to it. I do not believe Zozo or Mama is an actual demon. It is bullshit made up by Darren Evans. Why he made it up, I can only speculate. Maybe he actually had an experience. Maybe he actually believes what he's saying. Maybe he's making it up to tell a story. Maybe he's trying to scare people. I don't know. Frankly, I don't really care either. But I spent days, weeks digging into this, trying to find some evidence that he actually exists. None. I can't find any.
I know a few mamas that are demons.
Well, that's a different kind of thing.
Fair enough. But yeah, I I don't have anything to add to that. Just yeah. True.
Yeah. So just one more thing where people are trying to scare people about demons in a way that doesn't really need to be done. I really we got off on a tangent because we were talking about what we've experienced. We've been all over. We've been to some of the scariest places. I've not encountered one. From what you just said, you haven't really encountered one. If you follow Zach Baggins, they're everywhere. So it can't be both. More than likely, either he himself is haunted and all the demons are his. He's taking them with him.
Speaking of that statement, where is it at?
I don't.
It's all the way at the bottom. God damn it! Give me a second.
1 Mississippi. Time's over.
You're a bitch.
But now I do want to say I am not saying that demons don't exist. I'm just saying they're very rare.
He is haunted.
Trevor. I have to assume at some point you had a Zach Baggins shrine.
Don't question it.
I am honestly surprised that you don't have a tattoo of the cross that he has tattooed on his back.
On his back?
Yeah, you can see it sticking out of his shirts when he's walking around.
That's not a cross.
Yeah, it is.
I know it. No, it's not. I know what it is, and it's not a cross. The one that's on his neck, right here.
Yeah.
That's not a cross.
What is it?
That is hit. It's gonna show how much I'm a fucking nerd of this. God damn it! It is a tattoo in remembrance of his experience at Poveglia Island in season 3. I think it's season 3. It is a tattoo of a cloaked, robed demon holding a halo in one hand and a skull in the other, symbolizing what he saw and felt as his battle of good versus evil. It is not a cross. And yes, I know that much about this man. I am sorry. Just give me a second and I will find it.
So I'm Googling it now. You're absolutely right. I was thinking about the cross on his arm. He has a cross on his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're too far gone at this point. But how do you think this started out as? This was not the original idea, Mega. So, a little bit of backstory. I'm not backtracking. I'm explaining.
No, so, please do.
So, when I turned 18, I was not mentally okay.
And you are
a lot of shit. If you want me to get more deep with it, I had a gun in my fucking mouth multiple times. Yeah, I was not okay in the head. So I'm fine now. That was a decade ago. Anyway, I did not have. It's the only time that I'll mention this again, but it's not in a sexual sense. The only people that were my friends back then were my cousins, and so we would just go to concerts and shit. And so I wanted a tattoo. And so the only inspiration, and I was heavily into creepy and dark shit right at this point. The only inspiration that I had for the paranormal was Ghost Adventures. Well, I'm like, let me get something that reminds me of that happiness. So, and then my basic friends were like, oh, get a cross. I'm like, I don't want a cross. But then I saw Zach Bagans had a cross. I'm like, I want a creepy cross. I want that cross. So I got my rendition of that cross on my body. Turns out his arm is a lot bigger than mine, obviously. So all of the details that was in his would not fit in mine, and mine looked like shit. Granted, it was my fault. I asked for it, but it looked like shit. The details inside the cross looked like shit. So once it healed, I went back and I'm like, hey, tattoo artist, this is not on you. This is on me. I want to alter this. And I said, and we came to the conclusion of blacking out the whole tattoo, adding fog around it, and putting a demon hand and a human hand for good and evil. And that's what it was. Now, I want to cover it up. I don't want to cover it up because I hate it. I like the memories and the idea behind it. Just I have a better idea for it, and I just want to cover it up because of that. I'm not hating it in the meantime, though, but I just want to get, like, from top of my arm down to, like, my elbow. I want to get some cyber sigilism, and within that cyber sigilism, I want to get the lyrics of my favorite Avenged Sevenfold song. But that's not the point. Point is yes, this started out as the cross that Zach Bagans does have on his arm. Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But I can't say I'm surprised.
Just know I got it 2 days after my 18th birthday, and it was not a good decision on my part. Once again, do I regret it? No. But could I pick something better? Yeah, but it makes a funny story, and it makes some good some memories until I decide to cover it up. I'm not hating it. It's not like I got no regrets or something.
No regrets.
No, no regrets. But yeah. I admittedly know too much about the old history of Ghost Adventures. I don't know anything about the last, like, 5 years. Couldn't fucking tell you a thing. But, like, season 1 to, like, season 16, because they're on, like, what? I'm actually curious. Because I don't know. What season is Ghost Adventures?
At one point, they started counting their seasons weird. Like, they'd have 2 seasons in a year because they'd break it up, and rather than being part A, part B, they just...
Yeah. They're on season 29 now. I stopped watching at season 16. So,
which, yeah, so it's probably 5 years.
Yeah, so 13 seasons I have not seen. And I have no urge to. I've moved on in life. But yeah. 28, yeah, probably 20 or 29. Yeah. But I have not watched since 2018 or 19. Once I graduated high school, I just kind of fell apart. Not high school, shit, college. Once I graduated college, I just kind of fell off of them. But
so you were on top?
I couldn't dominate that man if I tried.
But younger Trevor would have tried.
Facts, yeah. Some say that $20 is $20, but to me,
my number's a lot higher than $20.
No, it's a saying, dude. You ever heard that saying?
Yeah, I've heard that saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not like.
Also heard that every guy has a number.
My number for Zach Bagans at the time was free. I was free to him. But nowadays, just for men in general, everything except the big thing. I'm not going to, like, talk about, like, intricate details about that type of shit on this platform, but everything but the end.
We need to stop this before it goes any further.
$500 and then $1,000 extra for the end.
Your number's a lot lower than mine.
If you set it too high, it'll never happen. Hey, that's some free money, dude. That's free. That's $1,500 free. That's rent for almost 3 months. Shit, hell, I'd do that any day.
Not going to say what I was going to say.
No balls.
So Zach Baggins Museum is. I actually would like to go to his museum. So if I ever find myself in Vegas, I'm going to his museum.
That is a touchy subject for me in a funny way. So,
because you got touchy.
God damn it, dude. No. I went to Las Vegas once in my life, and it was when I was 16. The only reason I went was because it was my mom and my stepdad's 1-year anniversary, and I was like, "Fuck it, sure, let's go to." I went to Count's Customs, the car shop, and to Pawn Stars, and there was nothing else for me in that city to fucking do. Not one.
Of course,
maybe
you're 16.
Yeah. So my stepdad looks at me and goes, "Hey, we're here for 3 more days. During the day, me and mom are going to be out doing things all day. Just stay here in this penthouse, order as much room service as you want, and if you're an adult male, or if you're an adult here, you'll know what I'm about to fucking say." He said, "Enjoy the whole penthouse to yourself. Order all the room service you want." And then he looked at me and winked at me and said, "Enjoy all the channels too, bro." And he walked off. And I did not know what he meant by that. I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to enjoy watching some fucking Law and Order. Their TV channels in Vegas are different than ours. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 down to 400. It's just program 1, program 2. There was only like 3 programs, or like 30 programs. And once you click on a program, then you can scroll through and see all the shows that are scheduled. So I'm like, program 1 was sports, 2 was local news and weather, 3 was like entertainment, 4 was drama, so on and so forth. There was I forget what number it was, but there was a program at the very end that just had a star beside it, like a regular star. I'm like, oh, that must have been the one he paid for. Okay, cool. Went down to it. Chicks. Nothing but chicks. And I'm like, hot dog. That's the most I can say without getting in trouble on here.
So to summarize, Labubu's not a demon.
No.
Zozo's not a demon. Ouija boards are not portals.
Correct.
Zozo and Mama don't exist. And Zach Baggins is a tool.
He's my tool.
So that's the summary of important stuff out of the last hour and a half. And
Yes.
And that basically covers my rant and what I wanted to cover tonight.
Also, I gave you some laughs that hopefully have helped. Good. And if not, I'm leaving you wondering and speechless, and that's a lot better than what it has been. So
you definitely wondering and speechless. Yep.
But kind of finishing off that story of Vegas, after I left, the museum got built 2 years later, and I haven't went back since. But I got there 2 years too early, but I want to go. But I'm not dying to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, but if I happen to be in the area, then I will go. But if not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Yeah. So Tanya and I, the only reason we would go to Vegas, we wouldn't go there for the museum. We would go there to do some alien shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So going out to the little alien, down the UFO highway, things like that. That we definitely want to do.
Rent a dune buggy and just go out into the desert for a day and just watch the skies at night.
Yeah.
Like camp for one night and the dune buggy out there. That'd be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's on our list. It's actually one of the things we have on our list of possible honeymoons when we get married next year.
Oh, you got a set date now?
May 1st next year.
Where at?
Don't know yet. We have a couple options.
I will drive to wherever as long as
you're not invited.
I know I'm invited, bitch.
No, seriously, you're not.
Oh, you keeping it small.
But to be fair, the only people going to our wedding other than me and her and the officiant, is her kids.
Oh, so it's like a closed off, no one's invited type of deal. Oh, okay. Then that's fair. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. No, both of us were married before. We've had the wedding. Like, weddings suck and they're super expensive. We're gonna go and we're gonna do a justice of the peace for the legal wedding. Okay. And then for the spiritual wedding, we're just gonna have one of our friends be the officiant, do like a hand fasting ceremony somewhere. We're gonna pick some place that's special to us, do it, and then just have like a barbecue for family. And that'll be it.
Why, if you just want it quick, why don't you just go to the courthouse and do it, and then do the ceremony like on your own?
Well, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
It's what my my brother-in-law did. That him and his wife, they went to the courthouse, got married, and then 2 days later, at their ceremony wedding, I officiated it.
Yeah. See, because I do want a wedding one day. I want to be married at least once, just feel that close to a person and enjoy my life. But the thought of like, I know this is not what you said, but like the general thought of like spending like almost 10-20 grand on like going all the fuck out. I'm not putting myself into debt.
No, it's not worth it.
More than what I already am for one day. I'll buy some dresses, rent some dresses for a couple $100 and buy some decorations for like some pretty wood scenery, get married outside for $500 and be good with it. Or like even like a couple $1,000. But if it's anything more than $5 grand, to me, that's just too much.
All right. So hopefully Sean is still watching, because, hey, Sean, maybe when Trevor's ready to get married, we should take him up to Goatman Bridge and have the Goatman marry him and his cousin.
I'm gonna text. I'll say her name. I'm gonna
hold on. No, I'm changing the subject because this is funnier.
Okay,
like this is from like 10 minutes ago. Oh, where the comic? There it is. Poor Stephen Kometz. What the hell did I just walk into? That's from 10 minutes ago. Oh, the poor guy. We were down a tangent.
I don't know what that comment means, but I'm ignoring that one. But yeah, you know what we should fucking do? Or I should do. Since my cousin, that's part of the joke, actually is like into the paranormal and creepy shit, she knows nothing about this joke. Knows nothing about it. I should bring her on as a guest to tell her, hey, let's talk about local hauntings and feed off of each other, right? And then bring up that.
I will allow it on one condition.
Okay, well, what's your one condition?
We also have Sophie on the show.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal. Because Sylvana, that's her name. She, not only does she know nothing about the inside joke, but she doesn't know my mom even says that. She knows jack shit about any of this. So her finding out like this would be hilarious. But that's all I'll say. No, that's all there really is to say. But
I'm letting Sophie know.
It's not a confirmed thing. I don't even know if Sil would want to be on the show if she even has time. But like, it's definitely an idea that I do want to ask her, because I don't know what her work schedule's like, or I'm not even sure if she's camera shy. She may hate being on camera. I don't know, but I just know she likes creepy shit. That's all I know. Chris and I would love to have. Yeah, I'm down. Ryan, just let me know when.
Yeah, I'm down.
Do you think her finding out live, she'll think it's funny? Honestly, I really don't care if she backs out of the show. I don't care. Our whole family is blunt and honest and has dark humor. I don't give a shit if she finds it funny. If she finds it egregiously horrible, she can back out. I don't care. I hate half my family anyway.
Denise, I fully agree with you. They just let anyone on the network, like Pac-Man Paranormal. I can't believe they let those guys on here.
Hell, I'm surprised she found a way to get on the network. She doesn't know what tech is.
I thought that was Ernie.
No, Ernie actually knows kind of his way around. Denise thought ChatGPT was something foreign. Second, we said that in chat. I thought, hell, they may let us on, but like once we got permission to, at least we know how to like get on. Yeah, we said ChatGPT in a group chat. I forget what group chat it was, and from what she texted in the chat, it genuinely gave me the vibe of, I don't know what this is. I'm scared. I'm like, ChatGPT is just like AI, but it answers and gives you shit. And she's like, yeah, we're good. And I'm like, you don't have to use it. I'm just explaining it. And then Rob came in half an hour later going, what's going on? I go, Denise is scared of ChatGPT. I don't care about tech. That's the difference. I don't give. Hey, that's fair. That is fair. Oh, hell, honestly. Well, no. I was gonna say a funny joke, but it was funnier in my head. The hell are you texting? Oh, Sophie. Jesus Christ.
Sophie's in.
Sophie's in. All right. What if I add Seal to that group chat? and Agnes. Just have a big cousin orgy. A cousin sister orgy. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, you should. You're going off the deep end there, Trevor.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, hi Brandy. How's it going? Bill, they need some equipment. Make
I know. I heard you guys want one of my my Parabels. I gotta get on that.
Make a piece of equipment. Make a piece of tech with just a question mark on it. So when Denise goes to look at it, she'll actually will understand it. It'll be relatable.
Oh, so no words, just images.
Yeah. Have a piece of tech that's just built like a question mark for Denise, and it has arrows pointing to everything, but she still won't figure it out. I'm bullying her too hard, like right now. I need to calm down.
Yeah, you are. I'm letting you go because it's gonna be really funny when she kicks your ass.
I love her. I'm just giving her shit. I'm also really tired, so I'm kind of ranting. I need to shut up.
But
I know how to shut.
I said my piece.
I know how to shut up now. I'm on caffeine, so I'm just gonna be quiet.
Congratulations.
Do you want me to wind up the episode?
Unless there's something else you want to talk about, paranormal related.
Trevor, you don't want any of this. I have no hormones. That sounds like a personal problem. Anyway, Dead Bill and Tracer Lights is what she wants.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Billy did an amazing job on her Annabelle for Brandy.
Oh, good. I'm glad you finally opened it.
But on that note, dude, my head's this happens to me like on a daily basis, but my head's like quiet like right now. And these are noise canceling headphones and no one's talking except me. So I like the white noise is loud and I find it weird. Anyway, it's like the Delco headphones just without the fucking shh in it. It's weird. Sorry, that's a I'm hyper analyzing silence. Anyway, that's all we got for tonight, guys. That's Ouija, Labubu's, and Satanic Panic. Thank you to everyone for joining. Denise, Chris, I can't say everyone's name. Thank you all. don't forget to like, subscribe, and go follow Bill for Empty Casket Paranormal. He does creepy things with wires.
That Chris, and Ryan, that is the website where you can get some of my equipment. Or if you want something custom, just shoot me a message.
Yes. And also emptycaskettalkingboardmuseum.com, ectalkingboardmuseum.com. He teaches you how not to be afraid of cardboard. It's fun times. And also he teaches you that Satan's not real or whatever. And satanic
Zozo's not real.
Zozo's not real. Also I need to make a new banner for me. My old one that's not my link anymore. Give me 1 second.
Well, while he's doing that, definitely make sure you check out gethaunted.com for all of your paranormal merch needs. And of course, Extreme Ticketing for tickets to Get Haunted events, Rock Island Paracon, and a whole bunch of other events and other things, all available on Extreme Ticketing.
Yes. And last but not least, my shit, VHF 82 films. I combine the paranormal with found footage. Raw, real, connecting the human experience with the spirit connection, and no context is needed, just stories to tell and things to see. It's all a mystery. But on that note, thank you all so much for joining Rock Island Esoteric Expo. Get your tickets October 4th. They're changing the way you Paracon. It's built different. Literally. Friday night, campfire with stories to tell. Saturday, over 100 vendors. 142, if I remember correctly, around about, with a VIP paranormal investigation of the establishment that night. And also a hotel to accommodate as well. On that note, I'm going to send you off on the Get Haunted promo for Rock Island. Take care. Be safe. Sleep safe. We'll talk to you soon. Later.